appreciate it, but please keep them less than 18 feet wide. Some hotels provide staging, some don't, some charge, some... And again, it depends on who you talk to and the rapport that you have built with this person. Rig lights, the audio projections require 3 to 4 20 amp circuits. 3 to 4 meaning 3 minimum, 4 for, you know, safe.
Yes, me when I'm in my zone. S-U-C-C-E-S-S.
Ticket sales are going to start this the Monday right after your spring break, so make sure you buy your tickets. Now, if you pay attention to the news, they're also going to tell you, when you buy your tickets, where you
best, and I got to believe if I'm ever going to achieve and receive my dream. Right about
just come up, you can have my light tech, move the camera around, you can see everything that's going on. They love that. And I've only had actually 2 sponsors that took advantage of it. The rest of them have comfort in knowing that, you know, we know what we're doing, or they can, you know, pretty much see what's going on the entire time because they're watching the screen and our camera moves nonstop. We've had a couple who's like, hey, can you go over here? Can you go over there? Not a big deal. They're happy about that. Next we tell them, like, you know, as and song that's just gonna blow the roof off the place. This should be the peak of your night, other than the song right after the King and Queen dance. You're really gonna have 2 peaks of the night. First peak is the Destroyer song, and then the after King and Queen song. That's where the energy level is gonna be through the roof. If you can time it properly, you're gonna build a really powerful dance this way. So there's a few different things that I do. First of all, you know, I always do some sort of, you know, upbeat, high energy techno type song, always, okay? And I loop it. And I'm gonna show you a couple different clips. But the first clip is called what I call the grand intro. And it literally is a grand intro, but instead of me introducing a wedding party, I'm introducing the equipment. No joke. I'm telling people, look, we got a big giant screen.
We have 1,500 glow sticks to go out tonight. What I'm trying to say is I'm gonna make it rain on y'all on glow sticks. Now check it out, check it out. Hold up. We could turn off all the lights that just happened. We could just do black lights on. And with black lights, you gotta have glow-in-the-dark bubbles, right? So everybody hands up, come on.
Old school calls. This is great because now what used to not be cool because it was so old school is cool again. All right, check out this video clip where I literally tell them, put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Everybody lay it now, down. Come on, represent your town, tell me where you're from, blah, 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 where you're from, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, now somebody, anybody, everybody scream, ah! Again, old school stuff, but they were digging it. Check out this clip.
Let me hear y'all put your hands in the air and wiggle like you just know. Everybody lay it down. Come on and represent your town. Tell me where you from. Now where you from? Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up it. Y'all gon' make me throw all out.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 1, 2, and 3 of What Grinds My Jogwheels, or our Jogwheels. Not those Jogwheels, but the Jogwheels. Check out our new theme song.
I go hard in the motherfucking paint, nigga. Then you stank it, nigga. What the fuck you thinking, nigga? I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I say. Front yard, broad day with the S. See Gucci that's my motherfucking nigga. I hang in the down with them hit squad killers. Walk up like a flame, boy, the hood ass nigga. Riding real slow, bending corners, my nigga. Got a main bitch, not a mistress. A couple of girlfriends, I'm so rich. Keep my dick hard and keep me smoking. You get bills free, shouting no joking. And what I stand for, Bridgewater. I'ma die for this shouting, man, I swear to God. In the trap with some killers and some hood niggas. Where you at? Where you trap? Hood nigga.
That was the greatest theme song ever. I don't care.
I was jamming to that. I was seriously jamming to that.
That was the most incredible thing ever. Well, guys, we have some awesome news. First of all, we are making this show up on the spot because I cannot find any of the notes that we just took.
Okay.
It literally just closed everything. Luckily, I remember everything for the most part. Hold on 1 second. Dane, just remember the one that you mentioned because that was the third one. Okay, so first of all,
I don't remember it anyway.
Guys,
I think you know what it was? It was about DJ forgetting things.
We really do a good job preparing for these shows. Let me go ahead and tell you guys a little secret. Most of my videos, and by most I mean every single one, I have never prepared for. You know, like people write a script. I don't do any of that corny crap. All right, we're certainly not going to do this. This is a 100% live show. Remember, if you are offended by the words like fuck, shit, damn, Donald Trump, well, you're not going to like the show, people.
You said a bad word, Daddy.
Yeah, so if you're offended by those words, you might want to get the fuck out. Mostly not because of me, but because of Shani. She does have somewhat of a mouth on her. So, for those of you that are just tuning into the show and you've already talked to your priest and gone to confession about this, if you guys could just introduce yourselves to everybody who you are, where you're from, and what kind of groupie you were in Las Vegas. Dane, we'll start with you.
What do you want me to say?
Introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, good.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I'm Dane Holman, owner of Fuse Entertainment in Cleveland, Ohio.
And down below is the super awesome...
I'm Shani Barnett from Chicago. I've been gone for a couple weeks. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was very, very sick. I don't want to say I was very sick from Mobile Beat, but I guess I was very sick from Mobile Beat. Not because of the situations that happened, but I was just ill from. Well, I guess I was ill from the situations that happened, but I'm glad to be back and glad to be ranting with my two fellow ranters.
So, so today's show, obviously, the last one, I'm so sorry it sucked. That was YouTube and Bright House Networks. In case you guys don't know, this is Bright House's new logo. They put one on every single person's door. So our internet was really bad. I apologize for that show. Shoot me a message. I'll make sure to send you your money back.
I love how just as you said that, it started freezing up a little.
It did not.
It totally did. Bright House is watching you tonight. They're like, down.
You guys, are we freezing? Let us know if we're freezing.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is
we'll freeze.
Okay, so anyways, the last show we talked a little bit about Mobile Beat Las Vegas, some of the good things, some of the bad things, and I said that I was not going to mention the DJ takeover too much, other than this, the sound system go, because you're not redlining if you're not redlining, but I didn't want to say too much because Shani was not able to join us. Shani just recovered from Ebola at the hospital. So, are you feeling better? No,
it's not Ebola.
Yeah,
it's not Ebola. I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
So let's talk about not the DJ takeover, but DJs that don't understand what professional networking means. Look, I get it's Vegas. I get that we're all gonna have fun. If you're acting like a jackass in Vegas and you think you're going to climb up on the stage, take a picture with Flavor Flav, and then call the host a bitch because she asked you not to get up, you're going to get your ass kicked. Shani, lead us on that one.
Yeah, I'm still trying to, a couple weeks out, figure out basically what the hell happened. For those that don't know the situation or have heard rumors of the situation, I'm still trying to figure it out. We're all professionals. for those that have not worked with other professionals or even other semi-professionals, I don't know what to tell you, but we're all in this together. And for those that don't know the situation that happened, I was the co-host of the DJ Takeover. And Keith Shockley, for those that don't know who Keith Shockley is, I would say Google him.
Wait, let me stop right there. If you don't know who Keith Shockley is, just shut this show off and go back to whatever the hell you're doing that doesn't involve DJing. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I will just give you a little blurb of Keith Shockley. I'll just say some hashtag words. Public Enemy will be like one hashtag word. I'll say that. I'll just say Public Enemy. I won't even go to any other hashtag words just because I want to get to my story. So he was my co-host, and he wanted to bring some friends and family, to kind of surprise. So I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal for other people to just see this, but he decided to bring Flavor Flav to the DJ Takeover again. Flavor Flav has been there before to Mobile Beats. So
Yep.
I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but I guess some people in the front thought, in their eyes, this was like, I don't know, how would you describe it? Maybe in their head, it was like Drake to them. I mean, for me, Drake's not up there, but maybe in their head, it was Fetty Wap.
No, it was like Betty White. I think we would all be really excited.
I think that's agreeable.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't understand, but so this one DJ, I really don't. Still trying to be the nice person here and not name names, but this DJ decided to then just jump on the stage to take a selfie with Flavor Flav. And me being the host, I was like, okay, if I'm going to let this dude take a selfie, how many other guys are going to want to jump on the stage and take a selfie? So I try to be, I have a live microphone in my hand. I'm trying to be nice and like, yo, bro, you got to get down, and that's when he proceeded to start calling me names. And I was like, come on, man, we're here to have fun. And he got mad because I put my hand up and wouldn't let him take the selfie. Then I put my hand on his shoulder. And when I put my hand on his shoulder, he proceeded to think like, oh, I think she is getting violent with me and I'm going to punch her now. Yeah, so that's right. A guy decided to punch me.
That's class.
Yeah, that's class right there. And mind you, this is another DJ. Like, we're here in a DJ, environment. So I then pushed him down to off the stage, and that's when he proceeded to keep calling me the word bitch over and over and over again, because that's classy too, to keep calling me the word bitch. So for those who are at the takeover who saw me just not on the stage for a good hour, that's because I ran off the stage trying to figure out what the hell has just happened and why am I even here when I'm not getting paid for this, and why I should even proceed to go back on the stage and MC this event when somebody wants to treat me like this, when I'm trying to do, an event when there's all these people here and that's the way I'm being treated. So, I mean, my whole thing is, why do people just have to do things like this? It's just, and now this guy is still running my name through the mud. Of course, he has a different story, to all this. And he's saying that I punched him. And of course, he's not saying why he jumped on the stage or anything. He's just saying that I punched him. And the reason why he called me a bitch is, if you look it up in Webster's dictionary, the word bitch comes from this word and this, blah, 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 whatever, if he wants to call me a bitch, I really don't care about that. My whole thing is, a man put his hands on a female and proceeded to just keep going over and over and verbally abusing me at an event. Really, DJs, seriously, classy. Very, very classy.
Real quick, don't see that we're at Mobile. If you were the DJ Takeover and you happen to have video of this DJ getting up on the stage, I will give you the Master School dances for half off, or I'll give you a video for free. I'm not kidding, all right?
No,
if you have that video.
I will take care of you, well, I don't want to say.
No, because we will stream it to the next show, and I will say his name, because I dare him to come after me. I dare him.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Try to sue my ass, because I'm broke, motherfucker.
I mean, it's just sad that, Ryan Berger wants to push this under the rug, and because he knows the guy and, he's a nice guy and out of California. And I mean, my whole thing is, I don't care if he's a nice guy. In his private life, he might beat women. I don't care. But I wasn't in the wrong. Like, I could look at every side of this story, and I didn't do anything wrong. I tried to stay professional on the stage, and it's all because this dude wanted to take a friggin' selfie with Flavor Flav. Yeah. And I'm trying, come on, man.
In the words of Christian Bale, you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. That doesn't fucking cut it.
Yeah, I mean, again, and if you're watching this, DJ, hey, well, we're real close to saying your name. If you're watching this, you might be a nice guy, but that day you were a complete douche fucktard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seriously. And then the whole rest of the time, you're going to follow me around at Mobile Beat and smirk and make little snide remarks the whole rest of the time. How old are you, dude? Seriously, you think you got the best of me? I'm trying to stay professional. And for people that know me, they know there's an evil side of me. And I'm trying to stay so classy at that Mobile Beat because people in the industry know me. And people that I work with Pioneer and I work with Bose and I work with these people, and I'm trying to stay classy. And he's trying to say that I got ghetto and I got this and I got that. He's never seen me like that. I wish, to this day, I wish I would have just dropped the microphone.
Should have just gone Shanny on him.
Yeah, and I wish I would have kicked him in the clavicle the way I always say I want to kick somebody in the clavicle. I wish I would have done it.
There it is.
There's the first one of the night.
If you guys don't know what clavicle means, we're going to give you a couple seconds to go ahead and Google that. So,
but honestly, if anybody knows anybody that has the footage, I would appreciate it 1,000%. I would even pay you for the footage. Honestly, I'm being completely 100% with you right now. I would pay because this guy really is trying to bring my name through the mud. And it sucks. It really sucks if anybody really knows me. And I'm sorry if anybody came up to me at Mobile Beat, after that time and I was kind of shitty towards them. It's because, it really did affect me that this dude ruined my night and just ruined it for me. That in all my years, I've never had a man put their hands on me like that. And it's just a shitty situation. And I could call him out right now and I could just, make his life a living hell. But I'm not like that. I might talk a good talk, and we ran on stuff and stuff like that. But I don't want to do that unless it really comes down to it that I have to.
Yeah.
It's just really shitty, DJs. It really is.
And you'll kick him in the clavicle. And again, we're going to give you about 10 seconds to Google clavicle.
It's your 300, put that shit on my hood. Chris fucking with me, she's in the vice lord. Essays in the Migos freestyle off the dome.
All right, and we are back. Guys, what you just saw was the world's greatest segue. The next thing, actually, this is something that seems to happen a lot, and maybe I notice it a lot because I do a lot of videos. And look, guys, I do videos to help DJs out. We all love helping each other, but I also do it for the ad revenue on YouTube. Please do not think 100% is out of the goodness of my heart. I try to be, but, goodness of that heart doesn't pay the bills. But maybe I noticed it more because of that, because I do a lot of stuff on YouTube. But I don't know if you guys notice it too as well. Have you noticed that every time you post a video online, some dumbass, and it's always a DJ, has to tell you, you should have done it like this. Every freaking time. It doesn't matter what the hell it is. It could be a video on a review. It could be a video on an event. It could be a video on my damn chickens. You should have done this instead. Or, oh, your fence isn't up to code because it's facing the outside. It's an indoor fence. What the hell does it matter? It's just some dumbass every time that has to tell me. And I hate it even worse when it's eventual. How come you didn't do this? You should have done that. Well, bitch, if you know how to do this and how to do that better than I, you wouldn't be coming up for my channel for any help now, would you? I hate
the
that.
DJ trolls.
No, they're not even trolling. It's just DJs trying to say, oh, well, I know how to do it better. And that attitude has to stop. Have you guys noticed that every time you post something online, somebody, it's always a DJ, has to tell you a better way that you should have done it?
Everybody always thinks they can do it better. That's the whole thing. They, no matter what, or they just want that argument. You could tell them that it's sunny outside and they're going to tell you how it's nighttime when the sun is shining and they're getting a sunburn on their face. And they're going to sit there and tell you that it's dark out because they just think that their shit doesn't stink and they're, and they can do it better. And I don't get it.
We saw it at the DJ takeover. There are people sitting on the side of the stage and in front of the stage bitching about the DJ on stage that they could do it better. If you were better, then you should have submitted and you would have been up on stage if you really were better.
Yep. Yeah, and it's so sad because one could say, well, the online community lets people do that, blah, blah, blah. But there's one of my friends. He's a photographer. And when he used to do wedding, photography, now he does just mostly commercial photography. But when he used to do wedding photography, he always noticed that every time there was an idiotic comment, it was always from a DJ. And it wasn't just him that noticed that. It was a lot of other vendors, other coordinators, other photographers, videographers. Every time I talk to them, they say, hey, let me ask you this. Are all DJs just fucking stupid where you can't post one thing without a DJ saying, well, you should do it this way? I actually saw there's a video company in this area. I don't want to say their name because I don't know if they want me to tell the story because they deleted the video, but they were they're really good. They're like one of the best video companies I've ever seen, videographers. They're absolutely incredible. They posted a video, and then somebody comes in and says, oh, well, you should have done the video like this because, it's not clear enough. And I'm like, you're telling this guy who used to work for Hollywood, I don't know how you go from Hollywood to wedding videos, but whatever. He used to work for Hollywood. You're going to tell him how to do his freaking job. And, of course, it's the damn DJ. Every single time. I'm like, guys, it's great to offer advice when it's being asked for, or if somebody posts something in a group, hey, what are your opinion, thoughts on this? But if somebody posts, hey, check out my work, you don't tell a freaking person, whatever it is, DJ, whoever it is, how they should have done their job, especially because there's vendors that are tagged, which is so stupid. Or a DJ say, look at that idiot dancing there. Yeah, that's the bride, and she's tagged, you freaking dumbass. Like every time. Have you guys had that happen to you yet? Or am I just magical being picked on this one?
All the time. People are like that.
All the time. It's like people need to have different hobbies. Like I always want to be like, read a book. Like get a different hobby. Why do you always
read a book?
Yeah, like what do you and maybe I don't know, maybe they're infatuated with you. Maybe they have a shrine. Maybe they have a shrine in their basement. Maybe it's
I think some of them just like the drama.
Law and Order episode. Like maybe their house, they have like a whole shrine of you, like a picture with a candle.
Or Criminal Minds.
And everything. Like it's a Criminal Minds episode.
Yeah.
They light a candle.
Unsub.
Now, Dane, I don't think you post any mixes online, but Shani, I know you've posted a few mixes online, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dane, I don't know if you ever have or not, but
I try not to.
You know what's worse than a backseat driver? It's a backseat mix artist.
Oh yeah.
You should have mixed it like this. No, bitch.
Oh, this song would have been better mixed if you would have done this song instead of this.
It's like,
yeah.
Where's all your mixes you posted online? Where are they at, though? Like, you ain't got nothing online, so do me a favor and shut the fuck up.
It's the same thing in the club, too. I get that, when the DJs come to the club, and I'm like, oh, yeah, where are you spending tonight? Oh, that's right, you're here drinking a beer. Shut up. They're like, oh, you should have done this in your set. You should have done this. Oh, yeah, really? Okay, yeah, how's your set going tonight? Oh, that's right, you're here watching my set. Yeah, it's like, because those are the ones that just run their mouth. Because they can't do anything else. That's all. If they were just quiet, they would probably die. It's like the Wicked Witch, like you pour the water on them and they just melt.
Apparently you look like Jimmy Neutron, Arnaldo.
How do I put the mute button on this Thomas guy?
Wait, what did he say?
He's like, I don't understand. Your mom didn't think I looked like Jimmy Neutron last night. Oh, that's great. You know what? That's what I get for the whole session about Jason J and I looking like Popeye.
That was serious.
That was one of the best.
Oh,
and I sent that. I texted him that. He was dying. He was laughing so hard. But seriously, it's like those DJs. It's like if they just put this much effort into themselves to better themselves than watching everybody else. And it's like, at first I thought that maybe they're watching everybody else to better themselves, So like I wouldn't make those comments at first.
No,
like,
they talk down on other people to make themselves feel better.
Okay, we're making their comment about this because they were just doing it to like say, oh, well, I'm doing this because I, making myself better. But no, they're cutting everybody else down because they have nothing better to do. Like haters gonna hate. Like seriously, haters are always gonna hate.
And haters are gonna ain't.
That's right.
No, it's, you know what it is, and again, I gotta kind of scale it back on the rant on a second. It's not that I don't care if a DJ says, well, how come you didn't do it like this? Because that's how everybody grows and learns, and I get that, and that's perfectly fine. But, and I'm not saying, hey, I know everything about everything. We all started somewhere, whatever the case may be. But if you're not doing the things that the person you're going to tell how to do their job, then don't. Okay? You don't. Yes, 9 out of 10, I could probably fly a plane better than the idiots at Allegiant because they don't understand how not to get a plane stuck in the mud. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Allegiant got a plane stuck in the mud. Like, it literally jumped off the curb on the damn runway. I'm not making this up. It jumped off the curb on the runway, and the plane got stuck in the mud. Okay. I've never flown a plane in my life, but I'm pretty sure I know that. But you're not going to see me go up there and tell the pilot, listen.
Maybe you shouldn't have.
Maybe you shouldn't do this when you go and fly, okay? So here's the thing. If you are not out there posting mixes, if you're not out there posting your events, shut the hell up. Because we don't want to hear comments from the peanut gallery. And I'm speaking this on behalf of every DJ on YouTube. We don't have time for it. We all, a lot of us get bombarded with comments and questions, and you guys may not see it, but our inboxes are always flooded, after these shows, after all these things that we do with different questions. And we're happy to answer them. But when the question isn't even a question, just, hey, you should have done this instead. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It's interesting. For a full-time career, I work in the IT industry, and it's very similar in the IT industry as it is in the DJ industry. You post, even just posting a question online of something, it's like everyone, oh, that's attack them. We know better than they do.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very rare when you do find somewhere where there's actually camaraderie, people actually want to help you. But it's even worse when there's someone like you who actually wants to help people. And then there's those people that have to be there and spoil it and be like, oh, well, you should have done it this way. You should have done this.
Yeah, if I were you, I would have done it this way and it would have turned out so much better.
Yeah.
Like, really, is that, I don't understand. Was that a compliment or I don't know where, like, thank you? I don't know. What do I respond to that? I'm very confused. Do I slap you in the eardrum? Do I say thank you? What? I don't, that's not a clavicle hit, so I think I'll just slap you in the eardrum for that one. Like, I don't know what, I don't know how to respond to that. But no, it's so true. I mean, like DJs that watch the like Red Bull, the battle, and they, oh God, that dude sucked. Really? Can you get up and do what he did?
Oh my God. I got into it with somebody, actually a couple of people, because somebody, if you guys do not know who Lady Style is, you need to stop what you're doing and look up the most incredible DJ that's ever walked the face of this earth. I don't care who you are. Lady Style is the shit. Okay. Yeah. And the only problem is that I don't know if she understands that she's doing this, but obviously she's not recording with a camera. She's probably recording into a third-party recorder and they're recording the camera. Well, she's got the bit rates mixed up, so there's a little bit of a lag. The video starts on time, and then the sound lags, and it looks like a Japanese film. I just offended the whole country, Japan. Sorry, but it's like Godzilla, right? So somebody's like,
no, you really.
Someone's like, oh, she's faking it. Oh, I could do better. Really? Post the video up, bitch.
Wait, are we talking about Pornhub again?
Cornhub.
She's faking it or Juicy M's faking it? Which one?
Somebody said the Lady Style is faking it because the video is synced or not synced. And I explained to him, like, look, it's just probably 2 different bit rates. Well, she should know how to do that. Do you know how to do that? Do you understand what the difference between 48.4 and 48K is? Like, do you understand the whole point of audio and video sampling? Well, and then he literally started talking about sampling, like, well, we do a sampling. I'm like, no, dumbass. Like, she is a DJ. She's not a videographer. She's doing it herself. She's not faking it. In the case of Juicy J, or not Juicy J, Juicy M, whatever her name is.
There's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's totally different.
There's a lot of hate on her, but here's what I'm wondering. If she's faking it, then who's mixing? I mean, let's be realistic now. Somebody has to be mixing. And if I can mix like that, I sure as hell would not be ghost mixing.
With her, she has done pre-recorded mixes and she has mixed live. I mean, I know she's done both. Like,
but I'm talking into videos.
But
is that
even
pre-recorded
then, they're still her mixes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they are. I don't know if they're not. I mean, but I've seen her mix. I have seen her mix live. So, I mean, I'm not hating on her mixing live. I've seen her do mixing live. But I love the comments when people say, well, she's not mixing with headphones. I love those comments, but they're not looking to see what she's mixing with.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so you don't see the USB? You don't see, okay, so you're just assuming. Okay, see, I love like when DJs don't see everything that like other DJs are mixing on, and they make comments like, "Oh, well, this isn't plugged in, or this isn't attached, or this isn't here," and they don't see the real equipment that DJs are mixing, because everybody thinks that everybody's on CDJs or they're on turntables or on this, and they're not looking at all of the different types of equipment that are out.
Well, the other thing that a lot of DJs don't understand is everybody thinks that, that these guys are literally they just pick their songs ahead of time and that's it. No, a lot of these guys practice that same set again and again and again and again and again. They're not doing that for the first time. They preset their cue points. At that point, you don't need headphones. There are some sets that I can do flawlessly without ever looking at my headphones. And it doesn't mean that I'm faking it. Doesn't mean that it's cheating. It's just, when you're driving when you're driving somewhere, after a while, you can pretty much do it with your eyes closed. Please don't do that. But it's the same way with mixing. I mean, I could close my eyes, have my headphones off, 9 out of 10, bam, I could do it just by listening to the sound.
Well, especially if it's stuff you do commonly, and a lot of those guys, like they say, it's the same cue points they're doing all the time, every night.
Yep.
But I know I've got it in my shows. There's certain songs I have cued at certain points, and I know.
Yep. Let me actually derail this for a second, because something that was just said about, what Thomas said about Paris Hilton. Am I the only person that has zero hate for Paris Hilton?
Like, I don't hate on Paris Hilton, but she's not a DJ.
Okay, so here's the way that I feel about it, right? David Guetta, we all know, yes, he's not a DJ, and
he's not a DJ.
He's not even a producer. You guys know that he doesn't produce half his stuff. He's got ghost producers. It's the most disappointing thing to hear ever since I found out years ago that a bunch of comedians don't even write their own jokes. Like Jeffrey Ross was one of my favorite comedians. Turns out he doesn't even write his own jokes. I'm like, then why the hell are you up on stage? Get the hell off. I want to see the guy that actually wrote the jokes. Well, it's the same thing with David Guetta. All these people are paying to see David Guetta, but David Guetta is a brand. He doesn't mix half his stuff. He doesn't do his own sampling. He doesn't do jack crap. He doesn't even do the final mix down. He may do some of it, but he has a whole team of people to do it. Now, that may be the same thing with Paris Hilton. But how can we criticize Paris Hilton and not criticize David Guetta? And yes, DJs hate on David Guetta and all that, but they're still paying money to go to EDC and watch a bunch of trash-ass DJs. Not all of them, but a bunch of them are on the same thing where half of them don't produce. One of my DJs was at EDC. I don't know if he was in the main stage or not, but he was at the EDC. They do their own music. But a bunch of these trash-ass DJs don't do that. But people are still paying tickets to go to EDC or Ultra to go see that. Okay? So if you want to go hate on Paris Hilton, let's not forget that this homegirl, after, she did the whole porn thing or whatever, her daddy said, or grandfather said, look, you're no longer an heir to the Hilton Hotel. I don't know if you guys know that, but she's no longer an heiress to the Hilton Hotel. She could have whined, she could have pouted, she could have used her daddy's money. This girl started a clothing line, she started a perfume line. They're both incredibly successful. She has been in several films, several movies. And now, not only does she decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to try this DJ thing. The girl's opening at Ibiza. Okay, I know people that have been DJing for decades. They couldn't even walk into that stage.
She's a residency out there. She's not she's out there all the time. She's a residency out there.
If you guys don't understand what that place is, that is the mecca of electronic dance music. You cannot hate on Paris Hilton. When 2 tries, she got in there. And that is the most discerning crowd out there, okay? I mean, if you guys don't understand, all this stuff that, especially that America has been listening to, all this, oh, I love big room and house music. Europe has been doing that for a long time, people.
Oh, yeah.
All right, a long time. So they're a very discerning crowd.
Ministry of Sound.
Yeah, Paris Hilton is killing it. So I'm not hating on her at all. Do I hate on her as a DJ? No, because she's not a DJ. That's like me hating on Dane as a Delta pilot. Dane's not a freaking Delta pilot. So I'm not going to
Actually,
hate on her. As a business person, I'm not going to hate on Paris Hilton because Paris Hilton's a hell of a better business person than anybody here is, because that girl is doing a hell of a lot with her brand for being talentless. So, Thomas, that's how I feel about Paris Hilton. DJ should take notes on how to take a really crappy situation and a huge business goof up and turn it into a much bigger legacy. Dane, any comments on that?
I'm out of it. Sorry. I was reading along the comments. I'm trying.
Yeah, holy crap. There is a lot of comments going on here.
Yeah.
Somebody, Ronald, asked Shani how your twerk went. So I guess
Yes, my twerk set went awesome. Thank you.
I thought you were twerking on stage.
No, he's talking about my DJ set.
But
he's talking about my DJ. For those that don't know, I wanted to do a twerk set because a lot of people don't know twerk music. So I actually did a very hot and dirty DJ twerk set that was just hot and dirty, like exactly what.
And Ricky, for a promo only, was probably twerking the entire time.
Oh my God, Ricky was bananas during my twerk set. He definitely stretched out and warmed up.
Guys,
a couple cocktails.
If you guys don't know who Ricky from promo only is, he is one of the nicest people. The dude has supported almost every DJ show you can imagine. Promo Only has always done that. They've been really good about promoting DJ shows consistently, and a lot of music pools have. But they are, I think, pretty much at every large DJ show. No matter how small the show got, after a while, Promo Only was always there. And
Ricky and Nick are always at like every show.
Yeah. So, and I don't use Promo Only personally for my music library, but for videos, back, especially when it was on DVD and visual content, Promo Only always had the best selection. And when everybody started putting watermarks, they had the smallest, most non-visible watermark out of the ones that came out of that time.
Yeah.
So, which is easier to put my watermark over it. Sorry, guys. No, but anyways, last kind of topic for now. This was one that Dane came up with. DJs, look, Peter Mary talked about this, and this was kind of like an offshoot of the last topic, where if you see something that you learn at a convention, great. Emulate it, make it part of your show, but make it your own. Don't just copy it because it's going to look weird. However, if it feels at the slightest bit like it's corny or offensive or just a bad idea, just don't do that crap at all.
You have to think twice. Like if you have to just think about it, is this wrong? There's your answer, right? There's your answer for you.
And if you don't realize that it's corny, then we need to have another discussion. I have an example of that, but Dane, you're the one that brought that up. Was there something in mind specifically that brought you to thinking about DJs doing incredibly corny or just weird stuff in general at events?
Trying to remember what we were talking about now.
Nice.
Like sequence vests or, something like that.
Well, then here, I'll tell you the story. And he's going to hate me for it, but whatever. Because I've been helping him with his business now. He's one of the up-and-coming school dance DJs. But I met this guy years ago, older gentleman, at one of the first shows that I did as with the whole Master School Dances when I had my own booth and all that. And he told me that one of the things that he likes to do right after the toast is he stops everything and then presents the bride and groom with a gift that he bought him and has them open them right then and there.
Open his gift.
God.
How awkward.
God, I'm like, guy.
Is it
guy.
money?
I'm like, listen, unless there's a fucking kitten or something that's going to die, that's a terrible idea. First of all, you just freaking took everything from the toast to put the focus on you. And I get it. Look at a reception. I don't care what anybody says. The focus is on the DJ, not the bride and groom. As a matter of fact, we're going to save that real quick for the following rant. So anyways, the focus is not on you at that point. But now, you pretty much stopped everything. Had everybody look at you, and you just basically told everybody that brought a gift, piss off, my gift better than your gift. There's the greater than sign right there. Unless you're watching this in reverse, and that's less than, but screw you. Greater than your gift. Let's open it up. And I'm like, so what is this gift? It was a picture frame. or something like that. Something with a
That
picture.
probably says like newlyweds or Mr. or Mrs. for them.
That didn't need to be public.
I'm like, bitch, what? I'm like, where did you hear this? And I asked him, like,
Any gift that he gives them doesn't doesn't need to be public.
No.
How small or large doesn't need to be public and doesn't need to be right.
Exactly, unless it's you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. But and I asked him, like, just outright, he was like, he was giving me this idea like it was the greatest thing any DJ's ever shared at a convention. And I felt so bad shooting this thing down like the Hindenburg. And there we offended all those people. Oh, the humanity, sorry. But I felt really bad about that because he's like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, listen, there is not enough wicked whack descriptions to describe that. Where the hell did you hear that horrible idea? My guy, that is the worst thing I have ever heard in my life, okay? Listen.
Nothing is worse. The only thing worse than a bad idea like that is someone who copies that bad idea.
Well, that's the thing. He goes, well, I heard it from another DJ that talks about he gets him, a small gift. So I thought I would improve on it. I'm like,
well, getting a small gift, that's fine. But giving it to them.
I'm like, okay, so what did you do to improve on the idea? Well, I give it to them right then and there so they know that it's from me. I'm like, do you not have like a gel pen or something? I'm like, dude, if you want, I'll get you a gel pen. I'll get you like a Master School Dances gel pen. So I was, okay, there you go. 2 couple from DJ. Because I don't think there's any other DJs, whatever the hell your name is, DJ Cornflake, DJ Cornpuff, DJ Corny, DJ Awful. I mean,
Hot Garbage. That's his DJ name, DJ Hot Garbage for that.
Well,
Yeah.
Luckily, he doesn't do that anymore. And I told him that eventually I was going to do a video on horrible ideas, and he knew. And listen, guys, I know there's more than one DJ doing this, and if you are, stop it now.
Cute.
I did, well, and after I talked to him, some more about that, he mentioned, well, that it wasn't just that idea. I'm like, oh, God, there's more ideas?
No,
he's like, well,
oh, God.
He's like, one of the ideas I got from one of your videos. Whoa!
Oh, God.
Wait, what video of mine did you see? This was back, I did a couple live streams of events. Clearly, I'm never going to do that again. And this was when I first started the whole blogging thing, right? When live streaming wasn't really a big thing, but this place had Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? It wasn't really a live stream. It was just like I'm recording, and then like 25 minutes later, it went up. Live stream enough as far as I'm concerned. But he's like, well, I saw the video where, they did the toast, and nobody actually raised their glasses, so you grab the mic and, you thank the groom for, because he was in the military. I'm like, yeah, that's a little different. So basically what happened was these people were terrible at doing the toast. And I specifically told them, make sure to raise your glasses. They didn't. Now, I could have got on the microphone. I could have said something like, hey, make sure to raise your glasses. But they put down the mic and they walked away. So I picked up the mic. And I can't just say, oh, hey, let's raise our glasses. I knew he was in the military. Nobody made any mention of that. I shook his hand, thanked him for his service, and then had everybody raise their glasses. Just a nice little segue. How the hell do you go from that and then the idea about giving them a gift to, hey, let's do it right after the toast, stop everything, and open their gift? I'm like, listen, if my video gave you that idea, I need you to stop. Unsubscribe from my channel.
Don't watch.
Like, this is terrible. Guys, no, not at all. I don't get it.
But I see it all the time. DJs that will try and take someone else's idea and then one-up it, and they make it tacky.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if you're not comfortable with the idea and somebody else is, you can make something really tacky. With, one of my, again, that's another example. One of my videos that I posted, one of my blogs, I did this thing where, I say, hey, where's all my Latinos at, and we played like a Latino song. I talk about that in my Master School Dances series. And he wasn't very comfortable with that. But he tried emulating it anyways. And it came out really awkward. He's basically like, where are my Mexicans? I'm like, oh.
Here, I thought we offended people.
He goes, it just didn't sound right. I'm like, well, what did you say? And he shows me, the video. I'm like, you just asked, where's my Mexicans? Like, you didn't lead into anything. If you're not comfortable doing something, you don't do it. What somebody else may be comfortable. They may
His name's DJ D Trump.
And you might be able to, you might be able to pull it off. But if you're not comfortable with that, you're not going to be able to pull that off at all. You know, like I have, you know, I'll give you an example. It hasn't happened yet, hopefully, knock on wood. But, you know, I'll pull up people on the stage. Hey, you know, come get a selfie on the stage. You know, great. But if you're not comfortable telling a high schooler, hey, come up on the stage, it may come off really creepy. Hey, come up to the stage with me. I'm like, no thanks, Jared. You know, so again, it's one of those, you got to be really, really comfortable with that. I'll give you another one. So a lot of DJs, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you'll get a bride or groom that are really really curious, and they keep checking out the equipment. They're like, oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
yeah.
that type of curious.
Come on over, take a photo. You know, now you have the bride and groom taking a photo with the DJ equipment. You know, I mean, everybody at some point or other has had a bride or groom.
Oh,
or
yeah.
a client.
Or the bride that comes over and wants to touch the
Exactly.
the Jogwheels.
Exactly.
And makes a scratch and Irene looks and she's like,
Yeah, actually,
Did I do that?
I had one bride that was really curious. I'm like, here, I'm going to show you how to mix. And I kind of, you know, it sounded not so good, but, you know, I showed her basically how to mix a song. It's like, oh, it was so cool. Got some great photos, videos. I know that the first one to do it. I want to say Greg Tish, GT. If you guys don't know Greg Tish, he's the one that started the whole DJ blogging thing.
Yep.
He was the creator of that whole scene. And
there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I know. That's a throwback. Well, there's actually a couple local DJs that do this too now. But one of the videographers showed me a video where he literally goes up to the bride and he's like, hey, come here, put your hands here. And the bride has no idea what he's telling her, why she's telling that. Okay, we're going to get some photos. Then she finally gets it. But for the first 20 seconds, it's the most awkward thing. And you look at this and you're like, why? Why did you do that? They were not curious about your equipment. You try to force a moment that wasn't there.
Yeah, don't force it if it's not, like, you don't have to do it at every wedding. You don't have to do it at every party. You don't have to make your guest of honor or your bride or your groom be a DJ at every party if it's not in that moment. If it's that moment, then it's the perfect moment and it's the perfect picture and it's the perfect video. If they want to be back there and they want to do it, just like if they want to jump on the percussion, or if they want to do this, they want to get on the microphone and they want to MC, shout or shots or, you know, whatever, but don't make them be your MC. Don't make them be your DJ. Don't make them do things at the party.
Not everybody's comfortable with that.
Right. It's awkward for them, and now you're in an awkward position, and all the guests are now have the gas face, and they're all like this.
Like, what are you doing? Or the bride will come after you do that. It's like, listen, the DJ just made me do this, and we had a photo, and I have no idea why. I'm like, yeah, that was weird. And again, there's several DJs in my area that are doing this now, and I'm like, look, I don't want to knock on controller DJs in any way, shape, or form, because I used to use one. I know a lot of people that still do. Occasionally I will. Yeah. But that curiosity doesn't peak with a tiny-ass little controller. Sorry, but it doesn't. It definitely happens a lot more with turntables. So if you do use turntables or CDJs, you're going to see that more. If you don't see that, it doesn't mean that people aren't curious or there's something wrong. It just means either A, the presentation, the physical presentation is in there, or your physical movement is in there. That's fine. And whatever, you know, or your bride and groom just don't give a shit, but you don't sit there and you force it. That's horrible.
No.
Right.
I can't tell you, though, how many times I have had brides come up, though, and they look at the CDJs and they go,
oh, they want it.
Yeah.
You know, but then they're
everything. We put the headphones on and they take it.
Exactly.
A little wick.
Yeah, they do a little scratch and they're.
I do that.
But then you have the other ones that have absolutely no interest in that.
Yeah, no, it's
don't force it.
Some of them don't want to come back there, and some of them think it's the coolest thing to be like, "Hey, I'm the DJ. Hey, look at me." Yeah.
Real quick, Mike Leslie, to answer your question, I actually did a master school dance seminar on performance. What I do for schools is the exact same thing that I do for weddings. So yes, I do have a class, which is a video, and you can buy it, and it's affordable, and you don't have to fly anywhere. So, now going back on, you know, when I mentioned the whole focus is on the DJ, not the bride and groom, and I know some people are like, oh my God, he just said the focus isn't on the bride and groom. It isn't. Look, let me explain to you, for those of you that don't know receptions, okay? A reception is not about the bride and groom, okay? It is a thank you gift from the bride and groom to all of the wedding guests for showing up to the ceremony. The ceremony is the most important part of their day because that is the moment where they do get married. and to thank everybody for showing up to the most important 30, 15, 5, 30 seconds, whatever the case may be, minutes of their life. They have got you dinner and they got you entertainment. So what happens is when they come in, like all the guests and the bride and groom, once they all sit down, they have dinner. At that point, dinner is the focus of the evening because people want num-nums in their tummy-tum. They are hungry. Okay, nobody gives a shit about the bride and groom unless the bride and groom are making delicious prime rib and gelato stations. Yes, they're gonna go get photos with the bride and groom. They're excited about them, but they're not the focus. I guarantee you they're not the focus. Because if somebody said, hey, listen, you can have dinner or you can go talk to the bride and groom for the rest of the 4 hours, they're gonna eat.
For dinner.
They're gonna eat, all right? I'm certainly gonna eat. They're gonna eat. Then, once that's over, what do? Well, they dance. Now, the bride and groom are not providing the music. Yes, they're paying for it. But we are providing the music. When they want to hear a song, Dane, where do they go? Do they go to the bride and groom to request a song?
Nope.
No.
They come right to us and
Shady.
slosh their beer all over the place.
When they want to recommend a terrible idea or tell us, no one's dancing to this, do they go to the bride and groom? No, they go to
me with their cell phone and show me what they want me to play.
Yeah.
or they go to their car and they grab a CD.
So it's one of those that, yes, Mike, I will definitely get you linked up with that. We'll actually play the video again right after this. But the reason I bring that is because it's not about the bride and groom. It's about the DJ. I actually had a bride years ago that, I mean, I always kind of had that thought in mind, but I never really pushed on it. And then I had a bride, oh my God, most incredible girl ever. Danielle and, was it Elliot? Oh my goodness, I never forget my couple's names. It's because I got like 3 couples with the same names. Yeah, it was Elliot. Anyway, so Danielle comes up and she's like, listen, the ceremony, it's all about me, and my fiance. All us, all eyes on us. So I'm like, okay. I was kind of getting worried. She goes, the reception's all about you. You're on the stage, not us. I'm like, okay, wait, what? She goes, you've got the focal point because people are there to dance. They're not there for us because we're not going to be playing the music. That is my thank you gift. We're going to get them one badass DJ, one badass reception. So while that focus is on you, don't screw it up. I loved it. Because
they want a party. Yeah, they want a packed dance floor. They want everybody having fun.
Yep.
You know, they want everybody just enjoying themselves and rocking out. And that's
exactly what we sell to.
And if they don't want that, then it's our job to tell them. And if DJs, if you're not saying that to your clients and expressing it in a positive, right way and not being an asshole about it, you need to then explain, you know, for any type of event. I'm dealing with a headache client right now and a party planner right now for an event in 3 weeks that they think they know what they want, and it's so not. I have to 180 it right now, and I'm doing the best of my job to do it. So it's like they don't understand. They're putting so much focus on the decorations and the food, and the money they're spending.
Things people won't remember.
Right, and the money they're spending this event, I really do want to smack them in their earlobe. I do, their left earlobe, just so they can maybe not hear for like 3 seconds. But they don't understand. People aren't going to say how great the chicken was. They're going to say how great and they danced at the party and they were having so much fun. And it's our job, just like he's saying, to make sure that reception is just rocking that whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. And that being said, I mean, every DJ knows this. Every seminar speaker has ever said this, has all said this. So why do we keep saying that the focus of the reception is on the bride and groom? It's not. And you have to, you know, this is something.
The focus is on the bride and groom for a short period of time, and then it's about the guest.
Exactly. Now, the party is where the bride and groom are, and that's something I tell all my couples, you know, and Kelly, the CEO of A Premier on the wedding side, you know, he's told them this. Like, look, if you guys are at the bar, they're all going to be at the bar. You want to be outside, they're all going to be outside. You want people to dance? Y'all need to dance. And if you don't like dancing, you're going to have to suck it up because if you want to give your guests an amazing experience, you need to be out on the dance floor. And that, you know, that's something that I've, you know, stolen from him, and I use that in my final consultation. It really does help out. But it's one of these things that a lot of DJs don't get. Everybody keeps pushing, oh, it's all about the bride and groom. No, it's not. Because if it was, they wouldn't be hiring vendors. We're not there working for them or for them. We're working with them to create an incredible experience, to give them something they've never seen before. And more importantly, it's our job to do all of that. So the focus is on us, whether you like it or not. Now,
and that's why I don't know about you, but when I meet with bride and grooms, if they're not looking for that and they want it all to be about them, and I can't help them understand that it's about your guests having a great time as well as it being about you, but it's about your guests having fun, then I just tell them, I'm not the right DJ for you.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of glad you kind of went into that, because then it's one of those things that I tell DJs. If you ever hear, and this goes out to every seminar speaker that's ever said the focus is on the bride and groom and not the DJ, and we shouldn't be showy. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong, and I can prove it. Drop mic. It's not really mic, it's plumbing, but I dropped it.
What is that?
What up? Savasket, come at me. No, it's...
Hashtag Google Phil.
And I'm not saying, and at the same time, I'm not saying show up with the biggest, showiest setup you can, because there is a thing, being too flashy. Like, for example, if you have a facade and bride and groom didn't order uplighting, so the whole room looks dark except your area looks like a freaking spaceship. Yeah, that's not where you're now the focus of the room. You're just gaudy because you don't match anything else in the room. That's a whole different topic. So please don't think I'm saying to show up, with the biggest, baddest setup you can, that it's, out of taste with the rest of the room. But ultimately, the attention is on us. The focus is on us. And honestly, once you get a bride and groom or a corporate client, whatever the case may be, to understand and see it that way, I promise you, your show has become so much better. And you can easily have the client and the guest eat out of the palm of your hand.
No, it's true. I mean, I agree 100% with that, people kind of say that we're in the background, and I'm like, no, I say like I'm just the DJ because I am an interactive MC, but even when I'm just the DJ in the back, I'm never just the DJ. I am programming the whole entire event. I'm programming the mood of the party. I'm rocking the party. I'm making sure if I want to slow this party down, if I want to get this mood back down here, if I want to bring it back up, if I want to balls to the wall of just people sweating and going crazy and taking their clothes off and twerking, I'm going to get it, I'm going to just get people naked on this dance floor. I have the power of doing that with my music. And, I have the power of doing anything with my music. And I don't even have to get on a microphone to do that.
Exactly.
Because I can do that with the way I DJ. And if you don't think you can do that, then you need to work on your DJ skills to feel that you can be able to do that, where you are comfortable saying to your clients that I can do this with just DJing. Like, this is what I do. And trust me, I will make sure your party is the way that it should be.
I've actually had people ask me before about why I do things the way I do. And I said, here's what you have to understand. Just the flow of the music, I can control the way people act all night. And guess what? I can tell you at the end of the night, they're all going to walk off that dance floor drenched in sweat, exhausted, and ready to go home and crash.
Yep.
And that's my goal. And they're like, well, but you're making them all tired. I'm like, they're having fun. They're going to remember that. Yeah, they're going to be exhausted, but they're going to remember they had fun.
Exactly. So again, I think every DJ would agree that we are the most important function of an actual party where you want people to dance. But how can you say that and we're not the center of attention? We are. Mm-hmm. If you're not the center of attention and you're wondering why you're not getting more money for your gigs, I'm going to use, again, Jason and Jana as an example. Clearly, we all have a man crush on this dude's company. There ain't no lie about that, okay? SCE is what every DJ wants to be when they grow up. But
don't copy him, though.
You don't have to see his videos to know that dude is not in the background. There is nothing about Jason Jana that looks like he's in the background. Look at his setup. That thing sticks out in a good way. You walk in, bam. You're not looking at the head table. Look, I don't care what sweetheart table that bride and groom have. There ain't nothing that's going to compare to what Jason Jana is bringing out. Why? Because his job is to have an app, to be the DJ, to get people rocking. He's not concerned with, oh, well, I don't want to do all this because it might shadow the bride and groom. I don't want to get on the mic too much because it's going to pull attention away from him. If you do your job right and your party kicks ass and your DJ and MC abilities are on point, see emoji, on point, then the focus was on the bride and groom. People are going to leave and post in the bride and groom saying, oh my God, that was the best party ever. I don't know where my pants are. I don't know if you guys have ever lost your pants in the middle of an event. But I've had weddings where the groomsman
Pants?
decided to take off his pants.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah, I have it on video. I told him, I was like, look, this is going on video. Like, yeah! Even when he was sober, yeah!
Or you turn around, you see like 5 groomsmen who have all taken their shirts off. We're like, oh God, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, you just have to find that happy medium of, you know, where to, you know, how to play the good music.
Yep.
When to be on a microphone, when not to be on the microphone. For those MCs out there, you know that because you have the microphone, you have the power of the microphone. That doesn't mean you're always on
Nope.
a microphone. Please don't Kid Capri the microphone.
Sometimes less is more.
And I always go back to that reference because I was on tour with Kid Capri, so I can always I was a dancer on his tour, so I can always just say that. And he knew I hated him. So it's fine.
I've never met the guy, but he seems like the kind of guy that makes me want to punch myself in the face repeatedly.
Yeah, I was always happy when he did blow the amp like a lot, like at a lot of the gigs. I was always like, yeah, you know, because he just like would never shut up, and it just and you know, and the thing that got me was he was an incredible DJ. Like he really was an incredible DJ if he would just shut up. Like, first of all, we know you're a Kid Capri. You show up in the big ass bus with your name and your picture on it, first of all. So you're showing up in the big bus. We know it, okay? Your entourage all had the jackets back in the day with the airbrush with your picture on it. So we all know who you are from there, okay? And then as soon as you got there, you got in the microphone, and we all know your voice, so we know you're Kid Capri. But like, if you all played the drinking game, we would all be drunk in the first 5 minutes of you do. Like, seriously, you find that happy medium of when you're emceeing at events. You don't always have to be on a microphone. Let the music take over your party. Like, it's okay. It's, you know, and then, like, seriously, like, if there's, like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, my God, for 20 minutes I wasn't on a microphone. I suck. Guess what? It's okay. Like, it's seriously okay. Like,
I find there's usually a point in the night where the dance floor really gets going. I don't touch the mic pretty much the rest of the night until maybe the last half hour.
Like, don't be that MC. I know those MCs. I know they are in Chicago, and I know those MCs. Like, I really want to walk over to the mixing board and just either like turn the mic off or just hit the filters and hit the different things to make them sound different, because like I want to tell those people just shut up. So just don't be those people. Find that happy medium.
You know what? I got to throw shade at Jazzy Jeff for a second. Not him directly, but his MC.
Oh,
God.
That was his protege,
MC
right?
Dane?
Wasn't that his protege?
I have no idea who the hell this guy is.
He was pretty cool, though.
Protege.
Well, no, I don't mean it's specifically a mole beat. I don't know who he was, but it's like, I remember I saw a video on YouTube not that long ago before Mobile Beat. It was during his whole Vinyl Destination. And the guy, first of all, I'm going to go over a rant on cupping the mic in a second, but he cupped the mic like this. Hey, yo, Jazzy Jeff, yo, Jazzy Jeff, yo, make some noise, Jazzy Jeff, yo, you being blessed, Jazzy Jeff, yo, Jazzy Jeff. Shut the fuck up. I want to hear Jazzy Jeff go, Peter Piper, not you going.
Well, that's another thing. People don't know how to hold a microphone properly either. So that's like pet peeve number 3 for me.
Okay, actually, that one, yes and no, because I hold my mic like this. I Dr. Dre it. But do you know why I hold it like that? It prevents feedback. That's why Dr. Dre did it. If you have omnidirectional, or even a cardioid, some of them will pick up feedback from the back. So he always held it like this, from what I read. Dr. Dre always held his mic like that to keep the sound from cupping back. Since your mouth isn't back here, it doesn't affect the sound quality of the mic. Try it. It actually works. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. You're about to go off on people.
People sucking on the mic.
Yeah, we just went through a drive-through at Burger King. You ordered some fries, I think. I know.
Whopper.
Yeah.
No, it's oh my God, I freaking hate that. Like, guys, seriously, it's not that difficult to hold a mic. Again, if you're Dr. Dre in your mic, I totally get that, because I do the same thing too.
I mean, I really don't care how, at this point, I don't care how you hold the mic. If you can check your levels and you're holding it in whatever way and you can make it sound correct.
You can be clear.
Yep.
then I don't care if you're, I mean, cup the balls. I don't care. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't, I mean, I used to do that to my, I'm not going to lie. That's what, okay.
You used to do it to your microphone?
No, but I'm going to, no. Okay, now you're going to.
We're going to go to Waka Flocka real quick.
No.
I go hard in the mother.
All right, we're back.
No, so when my young MCs, when they're training, and you know they're young guys, and you know they all think they're rappers, so they hold it. So when they're doing events and they kind of do that and they sound like crap, I just walk by them and I just do this, you know, like no, don't be cupping, you know. And then they just put their hand down a little, and they learn real quick not to hold a microphone.
If you guys were ever curious what Shaney looks like, well, now you know. That's so weird. I can't even make eye contact with you guys right now. And we're gonna go to Waka Flocka Flame. Here we go.
Nigga, stank it, nigga. What the fuck you like it, nigga? I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I said. Front yard, broad day.
Hold on, wait. There's Pokemon Waka.
See, Gucci, that's my motherfucking nigga. I hang in the ground with them head squad killers. Waka Flocka Flame on the hood.
Holy crap, he was battling a level 77 Charizard. That's... God, I love... Look at a comment section. Just cup...
Yeah.
Oh man.
Balls.
I don't even know what I'm clicking anymore. Crap, I just...
You guys miss me on here? I think you guys have missed me.
Alright, so...
Oh my god.
I'm not quite sure.
I gotta be professional. I gotta do corporate. I gotta produce corporate conferences all weekend.
Get it all out while you can.
I do go hard in the paint. That is true.
well, cupping the balls.
Cup
the balls hard in the paint.
I'm gonna make a shirt. It's okay. Shaney says cup the balls.
Shaney says
And
don't.
just a picture of microphone.
I'm saying don't cup the balls.
Guys, if you're really curious when this show's gonna be sponsored by anybody,
it's not happening. Well, it might be sponsored by like an adult store.
By Hennessy, but it'll be sponsored.
Actually, let's go back to again, DJs. Yes, you are the center of attention. One of the things that you hear a lot, especially in business, that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Bad publicity is still good publicity. That's true for almost every kind of business, including the school dance business. In a way, if you happen to mess up, and I've said this before, if you happen to mess up and you show amazing customer service, making it right, nobody ever talks about good or bad or good customer service when everything went well. Everybody talks about good customer service when things went bad. That's why Oprah Winfrey never interviewed somebody that was clean their entire life. She always interviewed some drug addict that hit rock bottom. Then he decided to help little kids and puppies. That's what people care about. Somebody that, beat his wife, but then took care of puppies. So now it's all okay. But anyways, when it comes to the wedding business, there is no such thing as bad publicity turned good. Bad publicity is bad publicity. Because I don't care how much he apologized. That DJ that slapped the girls in the boobs, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Booby
Oh my
slapping
god,
DJ.
I forgot about that video.
Yeah, listen, there ain't no amount of customer service. There is nothing that's going to say, listen, I understand that I happen to smack your wife's ample bosoms in the middle of my set.
That was his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, I thought, yeah. Or
Yeah,
his wife.
he had his girlfriend to the party. That was
Okay,
his girlfriend.
fine. I smacked my wife's boobs and played them like they were, or girlfriend's boobs like they were the congos while doing
In front of the dance floor?
And,
You could tell he practiced that before too. He was
But
not-
but did you tell you to cup the balls?
and no, I apologize for that happening, but I'm gonna make it up to you with a free wedding for your next time you guys get married. No,
next time you get married for your fucking wife.
you're not. And I almost did say that one time by accident, but by almost I mean I did. But that's a whole different story. But you're not gonna recuperate from a wedding. A wedding, that's the business where you screw up, you're done. That's it. Good night. Because with schools, they happen again and again and again. And even though it's that one time for the seniors, I can make it up to the staff. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of times that, we've had a minor issue. We haven't had any major issues, knock on wood. But we had one where one of the freaking gobos just disappeared. It just like pretty much disintegrated. We had no gobos. We had to get. We went and got another set of gobos, but it was put in halfway through dinner. And I explained to him what happened. I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. Let me just credit you the whole thing for the next one. And they were happy about it. You know, again, you can make up for that, but you can't do that at a wedding. So if you're trying to be the center of attention and in a good way and really impact the party, don't smack your girlfriend's badonk-donk-donks on her chest. On camera.
Isn't it a booty? Isn't a badonk-donk-donk a booty?
No, a badonk-donk is a booty. A badonk-donk is your boobs.
Oh.
Your boobies. Your
I
boobies.
didn't realize there was a difference there.
Well,
Now I know. I know now.
Now I know.
The girl had furniture.
The more you know.
His girlfriend, unfortunately, had furniture syndrome. Where your chest falls down to your jaws. Oh, wow.
This show is just going in so many directions. Let's Put the Balls is trending.
Hashtag Cup the Balls.
Remember when I told you guys at the beginning of the show, right? So
We're equal opportunity offender.
we are. And guys, if there's anybody here that was not offended, please let us know.
We'll offend you next time.
We're going to work much harder to offend everybody in the show. But anyhow, I guess it's once the hashtag Cup the Ball surfaces,
I hashtagged it.
it is clearly time to end this thing. Next week, we are definitely going to rant, continuing more on DJs, mostly DJs on Facebook, including DJs that say battle me every time that there's a disagreement. I don't know if you guys ever had where you get a disagreement with somebody who's like, oh, you won't battle me. Okay.
I'm like, battle you how? What do you want me to do? You want me to dance battle you? I don't know what you want me to do.
I had a dude that's like, you won't battle me. Bitch, right now, I got my freaking level 100 Charizard. I got a Squirtle going on. I'll fuck you up right now. Like, you don't even know. And he's like, no, I'm in DJ battle. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got all my videos online. Where's yours? So we'll talk about that. We're going to rant about photographers and videographers that put their crap right in the middle of your pretty area that you just cleaned up.
Amen.
Can I put this here? No, bitch, you cannot. Get your stuff out the way.
You need to bippity boppity back the fuck out.
And yeah, we'll find something else to rant about. So listen, in the comment section of this video, unfortunately, if you guys weren't there in the live chat, your comments will not be saved for prosperity. Thank God. So if you guys are wondering why we kept saying Cup the Balls, it's because somebody said that Cup the Balls is now trending. Hashtag. Also because
Winning.
Shaney, right down there, there's something really wrong with this girl right here. Right there.
Hey, it fits.
But yeah, so if there's something that you guys would like to rant about, then leave that in the comments below. If you guys would like to be a guest on this show.
If you can handle us.
No. Yes, if you guys want to be a guest on
you're
the
ready
show,
for...
you'll see that there's 3 of us. But we can always make it a foursome.
Okay, that just got weird.
So if a foursome is 4 people, 3 is 3 people, twosome is 2 people. Is that why they call you handsome?
Nah. Remember, just cup the balls.
Okay, so we do these shows every Monday, and by every Monday, I mean whenever we feel like it. No, we try to do it every Monday. Last Monday, I was just incredibly busy with my chickens and the pond, and Shaney was dying of Ebola still. And Dane, actually, if you guys don't know, Dane is now the guy who's responsible for your Google searches. So whenever you search for something on Google, Dane starts typing them all up.
I'm in your computers.
Yes, he is stealing all your cookies. He's going to eyebrows your computer. No, but in all seriousness, we do it every Monday. If you guys would like to be a member on the show, leave a comment below and say, hey, I'd like to rant about this. And if you guys want to rant about a personal experience, by all means, do it. The only, we don't have really a lot of limits. Again, it is a live show. But if you do want to talk about something, let us know. We'd love to have you in. Anything you guys want to say before we close for tonight's show?
My hashtags is trending. Feel free to Instagram it if you want. A Chi-Town Shaney, you could take a picture. Hashtag balls with it. No, I don't.
You know there's going to be memes of those up now.
You can meme it on my Facebook now. Don't put it on. Chance the Rapper will do a song called Cup the Balls.
It's going to be the new hit of 2017.
Okay, a couple of things real quick in case you guys didn't hear. Just some, not really personal side, but just rather, what's the word I'm thinking of? Completely relevant to this. Those of you guys that are huge NLFX fans, Stacy has left. Unfortunately, that really sucks, but she's going to be pursuing her own business. Once we know what that is, we're going to all like hit her up for stuff, right? Yes. But anyhow, if you guys have not seen the Disc Jockey News, they did a live seminar with the new guy, Graham. Is it what? I forgot his last name. But anyways, yeah, Graham. So make sure that, whenever you guys get a chance, go on Disc Jockey News channel and go check it out because they're all good people over there. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to end again with another commercial about the performance series of the Master School Dances. Guys, if you don't have that, get your credit cards ready and contact me right now. Get your credit cards. Get them up. Just hold them up on the camera. And
call them the next 40 minutes in.
You're going to call me in 5, 4, 3, 2, dab. But please keep them less than 18 feet wide. Some hotels provide staging, some don't, some charge, some don't. Again, it depends on who you talk to and the rapport that you have built with this person. Rig lights, the audio projections require 3 to 4 20 amp circuits. 3 to 4 meaning 3 minimum, 4 for, safe.
Yes, me when I'm in my zone. S-U-C-C-E-S-S.
Ticket sales are going to start this or the Monday right after your spring break, so make sure you buy your tickets. Now, if you pay attention to the news, they're also going to tell you when you buy your tickets.
Where the best that I got to believe if I'm ever going to achieve and receive my dream. Right about.
Just come up, you can have my light tech, move the camera around, you can see everything that's going on. They love that. And I've only had actually 2 sponsors that took advantage of it. The rest of them have comfort in knowing that, we know what we're doing, or they can, pretty much see what's going on the entire time because they're watching the screen and our camera moves nonstop. We've had a couple who's like, hey, can you go over here? Can you go over there? Not a big deal. They're happy about that. Next we tell them like, and song that's just gonna blow the roof off the place. This should be the peak of your night other than the song after the King and Queen dance. You're really gonna have 2 peaks of the night. First peak is the Destroyer song and then the after King and Queen song. That's where the energy level is gonna be through the roof. If you can time it properly, you're gonna build a really powerful dance this way. So there's a few different things that I do. First of all, I always do some sort of, upbeat, high energy techno type song. Always, okay? And I loop it. And I'm gonna show you a couple different clips. But the first clip is called what I call the grand intro. And it literally is a grand intro, but instead of me introducing a wedding party, I'm introducing the equipment. No joke. I'm telling people, look, we got a big giant screen.
We have 1,500 glow sticks to go out tonight. What I'm trying to say is I'm gonna make it rain on y'all on glow sticks. Now check it out. Hold on. We could turn off all the lights that just happened. We could just do black lights on. And with black lights, you gotta have glow in the dark bubbles, right? So everybody hands up, come on.
Old school calls. This is great because now what used to not be cool because it was so old school is cool again. All right, check out this video clip where I literally tell them, put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Everybody lay it now, down. Come on, represent your town, tell me where you're from, blah, 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 where you're from, blah, blah, blah. And then, now everybody scream, ah! Again, old school stuff, but they were digging it. Check out this clip.
Hey!